you to this live stream of live Forex trading. A whole 3 hours of news.
We begin with that wild ride on Wall Street.
We're seeing new record highs on the S&P and NASDAQ.
Interviews.
Some will make money, some will lose money, but that's just the way the markets always work.
Analysis. And live trades. So sit back, lock in, and load up your trading terminals. And let's get this rocket to blast off. Introducing your host, Lord Banks FX. Prepare for launch in 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Lord Banks FX. Oof. All right. Let's get it going. Yeah, I just want to make sure audio's working good. How's everybody doing today? Yo, so let's talk about yesterday's trade. Yesterday's trade, this was our trading session. We jumped in on the 15-minute here because of the closure, and we took a 13 pip loss. Now, if we would have saw it, we would have looked at it on the 30-minute, we wouldn't have jumped in, and then it would have activated up here for the buy. And would have been a nice trade. You know, we could have taken about 48, 50 pips. And even if you held this thing throughout the day, you know, you could have ended up closing out 100 pips. Would have been nice. So unfortunately, we did not. Right, yesterday I was feeling little sick, and after the L here, we called it. But anyways, let's what about, I wonder what gold did. But look at this. During our session, see the candle close below, would have gotten in and would have hit our take profit here for about 60 pips before it reversed up. Would have been a nice sell if you guys took that. And that was literally like right when I was ending the stream. Anyways, let's go ahead and start with clean charts. You know how we like to do. Get rid of everything here. We're going to do top-down analysis. And look at this. We see that it is beginning to pull back. Maybe it wicked down here after all this bullish here. Bearish last week. We were bearish this week, but then it's been pulling back. So that's what the weekly looks like. Here's the daily. You can see that movement here. This is the pullback for the week. 4 hour. Let's go ahead and start marking up some zones here. So directly above we have this right here. All right. Below we have this right here. That's what it looks like we're dealing with. Maybe a little bit of support right here. Maybe that's what it's just crossed here. Let's look at the 30-minute. looks like here on the 30-minute, change the color on this too. Looks like on the 30-minute it's hitting some resistance up here. Same area around here. And you know, the support down here in the 4-hour. Really, it's yeah. I think you have cleaner moves to the upside here. 16 pips, potentially 50 pips right here. And you do to the downside where really, I mean, even if you were to break right here, 11 pips, not really a clean move. Potentially 30 if it goes to the bottom of this consolidation area. So what do we think, guys? Sells below this area. Buys above this area. Buys above here, I think face some resistance around there. Sells below here. We'll face some resistance around here. So both of these moves, I mean, have like 20 pips right there, potential. This has only like 12 pips, potential. Obviously, to the downside, you would hope that it pushes through here. A better move would probably be down here. It's about the same, 12, 13 pips. What about down here? This right here is like a 20 pip range. But then we're talking about, we'd move this down to here. What is this range? 72 pips. Just because of how choppy this is, that's why I'm considering this. But to be honest, let's see 15-minute look. Alright, so this is what I'm looking at. So we got potential buys above 150.397. Potential sells below 150.233. And just keep in mind that, you know, we've been pulling back up. So I would say here probably this down here. This is the 24th. Maybe even from here. You know, like all day yesterday, basically. Pulling up. That's what it looks like to me, guys. Here's the setup, you know, screenshot it, do what you gotta do. You know, pay attention to the area, not the numbers. Remember. So if we can break down here, I understand there's a little bit of support here, but I fully expect to fill the wick and push down on this bar if it breaks to the downside. Obviously, if it breaks to the upside, it'd be a lot better setup. Or we can take this little range right here, nice clean candle, and potentially break the upside over here. That's this zone. Though it looks like it's moving to the downside. Here's our session. We're looking for our move around here. Now, if we started here, push down. You know, I don't know. I mean, hopefully we can find some volume to go to the upside. Let's look at the news. Friday, March 26th, 2 a.m. We got GBP retail sales. This will have an impact on the currency. And looks like that's it. We just got to be aware of the news coming out here in like 13 minutes. Chinese indicates strength for GBP, which should probably be reflected when it opens up here in like 12 minutes. Maybe the volume we need to go to the upside. See what everybody's doing. Still going short. Alright, so while we're waiting on this to set up, go ahead and check out what gold is doing. Start the clean setup here. The weekly candle here looks to be pushing back down. See what the daily's doing. Looks like it's turning around here. Daily's been bullish. Bearish day yesterday. But really, these looks like a little consolidation. And you remember, the more it consolidates, the bigger the breakout. Look at this. It's been falling completely, then creates this push up, breaks through, and come back, retested the trend line, and fell. So, you know, really, I think it's gonna keep falling, to be honest. At the 1 hour. And this has just really been consolidation here. We got some spike of volume, push up, I think, to retest this trend, then continuation here. And I still think this is just it falling. The 30-minute. I think if we can get price to break above here, maybe above here, get a nice clean move this way. But realistically, we would like a break to the downside. Then we'd have a nice clean move. First of all, to this zone, about 43 pips. But breaking that, Have a nice clean move. All the way down here. And this, like 200 pips. The downside. Which should be hella nice. So let's see what we can get to play out here. Our zone here, or our session. Alright, back to GBP. Looks like we're moving here to the downside. Looks like it came and tapped this area, pulled back up. Obviously that wouldn't be the candle we want to get in on, especially because, first of all, because yesterday the 15 messed us up. 15-minute candle entry. And second of all, this candle has a huge stop loss. No, probably want candle entry here, like a 10 pip stop loss. Like that. Trigger here and then overall down here. Something like that. Obviously we're waiting for the setup, right? I think the buy would make more sense though. This is pulling up. Yeah, but you know, now that this support is formed over here. Oh, that's on 15-minute. Yeah. See here, we got about 3.5 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. Looks like it's pulling back up, turning bullish. May get a buy opportunity. See how it ends up closing. What up, Kyle? Do you trade US30? Yeah, I do trade US30. I haven't traded in a while, but I have a strategy for US30. But that strategy works more for New York session than it does outside of New York session. Oh, Alicia Begum. End up removing you. Just a waiting game, guys. Remember, it pays to be patient. Patience pays. So right now we are, what up, John Paul? Welcome to the stream. I'm like super thirsty today. Oh, this decision. So we got news coming out right now in the next 30 seconds, and we have London Open. We got London Open happening. Well, actually, London Open is in an hour. It's not right now. Sorry. London Open is at 3. We're still in pre-London here. But we do got news coming out. Why don't you wear some spectacles in front of the system for long hours? I don't know, bro. I mean, I'm on this stream for 3 hours. I guess I can consider it. You want me to wear spectacles? Look at that. It's 2 a.m. It pushed up, closed, bearish, pushed up. Now it's coming down. But this candle is the news candle. So we'll see how it plays out. Drink more carrot juice. Jeez. I mean, my vision is already horrible, dude. I'm wearing contacts right now. See, I do have glasses. I wear my glasses sometimes. Pushing down here. Okay, so this came out worse, like bad. Forecast was 2.2, actual was 2.1, previous was minus 8.2. So, I mean, it's not too bad, but it's worse, it's less, it's not as, I mean, it's worse than expected, just by a little bit. Yeah, so if the actual is greater than the forecast, is good for currency. If the actual is less than the forecast, not good for currency. Maybe we'll see strength coming down. No, it's still. Chinese indicator says different. Waiting on this candle here. I'll be right back, guys. All right, I'm back. Big. All right. So we're waiting on our setup here. We have potential sells below this area, potential buys above this area. Honestly, I'd prefer the buy. Either way, take a trade. Look at it. Look at it go. Like, dang, man. If this candle closes below, it's not gonna be a good risk reward. If it's this candle, because look at this huge wick to the upside. And then we have not even a 1-to-1 here. And trying to take it down here to not a good risk to reward on the, if it's this candle. We don't want it to be this candle. We would rather not. I'd rather pull up, close above, and then the next candle. That would be a better candle for me. Wow. That. Not even gonna give us a chance. About 5.5 minutes. Got about 3.5 minutes here. Breaking below. If it ends up breaking below, I'm not gonna take the trade. The reason I'm not gonna take the trade is because it's not, the risk to reward is not worth it. Damn, look at this. Not even gonna give us a chance. Completely melted right here. the risk to reward is just not there, because I mean we're looking at our first area right here. It would not be worth it just eating away at our potential. That sucks. 2 minutes left. That sucks. Horrible. Thing is gonna complete this whole movement. Could come right here down here and create this support for a double bottom, and then continue up. But this move right here sucks. About 50 seconds left. There's no way I'm getting in on this. Like, sucks. Yeah, look, the candle's closing here, and that's a horrible setup. I'm not jumping in. Ideally, if this pulls back on the 30-minute, it'd be nice. Then we can possibly get in on the next candle. Smaller stop. Thing could just blow through this whole big profit. Remember, guys, it's Friday, and it's just we want to make sure that we're not like pressuring ourselves into a trade Friday is a low volume day. We want to be in and out. We don't really want to be holding a trade, especially over the weekend. May just be a no trade day. May just be a no trade day. Be like that sometimes, guys. Pulling back up here. We've got 10 minutes left on the 30-minute candle. I'm just looking at the fib here. If we can get a nice pullback up here. Rejection. Move down. That would be nice. Look at that. Got about 9 minutes left and it's pulling back up into this range here. So this could potentially set up for us on the 30-minute. Be nice. I will take a trade if it sets up on the 30-minute. This is a patience games guy. Look, in this is pulling back up now into the range here. So this would be a nice close here. Then the next candle breaking through would be Be a nice sell. Like, we don't want this candle to be the one that breaks here because our stops, right? Like, we do want the candle to break below for a nice entry, but this stop loss is 15 pips compared to what we can potentially gain. Not, not worth it. I mean, because our first target level. Yeah, if we come down here to this bottom, but it's a little risky. Little risky there. We'll react to how this price closes. Remember, our responsibility is not to predict price, it's to react to it. Remember, guys, the schedule for the stream is going to change next week. Starting Monday, we're going to go back to starting at 12:30 to 3:30. Because of daylight savings times in Europe. See this thing pull all the way back up. Got about 4 minutes. About 4 minutes left on the 30-minute candle. Look at the 15. It's like ridiculous. Remember, this right here was a news. So this could have easily just been a news candle. If you're just joining the stream, welcome. Welcome to Lord Banks FX. We have our setup here for potentials below and above. See what gold is doing. And gold not really moving. Got about 2.5 minutes left. It looks like it's breaking below. I mean, this could totally play out if this risk reward is worth it to you. Like a 1-to-1. Got about 2 minutes left. You can definitely take this if you want, but I'm not gonna take it just because of the stops. Got about a minute and a half left on this candle. Trying to decide what it wants to do. Like it's rejecting here on the fib level. Possibly could go up. Get like bullish confirmation. Could be a good trade to go up. Got about 30 seconds left here. Okay, so this candle closed below. If you would eventually, I mean, this isn't worth it to me, to be quite honest. I wouldn't enter. I mean, the stops are too big for the targets. The risk to reward does not make sense. That's why I'm not entering. Be like that sometimes. And it could totally just go. I mean, yeah, it could still come down and hit this target and never go into drawdown, but what I'm risking for what I'm gaining is not worth it. Even if it was to go straight down to the gain, but just because I have to potentially risk this, not worth it. Pushing up now. Be right back, guys. All right, I'm back, guys. Look at this thing. Really created some support here and pushing all the way back up. Imagine if we would have got in on this 15 minute, or I mean on this 30 minute right here. If we would have got in, remember I didn't get in because of the risk reward, but if we would have gotten in, look, would have gone all the way up to hit your stop loss, and it wouldn't even been worth it. Look at that. Wow. The 30-minute candle pushing all the way up to the upside. Remember, I was saying I'd much rather have a buy up here anyways. That the buy would make more sense on the 30-minute, and it's literally coming up. Obviously now the buy, I don't want it to be this candle to break because this wouldn't be worth it. But now that we see it moving all the way, remember I was running a fib over here. Say, came down here respected. Now it seems to have changed up here. Excuse me. Look at that. Wow, man. Crazy. Nobody should have jumped into anything. I mean, I said I didn't jump into it here, and I'm not jumping into it there. Crazy, and there's still like 22 minutes left on this candle. Look at that. Man, this is crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna trade today. Look at this. Thing is pushing down, breaking structure down here, wicking, and then completely blasting through all that. Like, just does not look like a good setup to me, to be honest. No. Even if it closes up here in the next 5 minutes. 23 pip risk. First target's right here. The 0.7 risk to reward. That's not worth it. This closes up here, then I'm just gonna call it for the day. It's Friday anyways, and I don't want to force a trade. Not trying to lose my profit of the week. I'm still up 5%. Even with the 2 L's we took back to back last 2 days. Crazy. I see this like. This range here. Put in 24 pips. Oh, 18 minutes left on that. 3.5 on this. Got about 3 minutes left on this candle, guys. And it looks like it's going to close above here. And I'm not going to trade this. This is very, like, inconsistent with what I want. You know, you want candles to move the way you're calling it out. I mean, this thing is pushing down, breaking. You would want it to continue. And then this thing kind of corrects this whole move here. So like really just invalidating this whole setup. And then just to redo things, I mean, I wouldn't want to have to like reset up in the middle of the session, you know? And then if this thing just like pulls all the way back and has just a huge wick to the upside, that'll be bad too. I mean, it'll just be indecision. Typical Friday, huh? My bad, guys. My dog needed to be let out. So we got about 15 minutes left. Let's see how this 15-minute close right underneath. Okay. So since this 15-minute close right underneath, that's not bad. Not bad because look, if we can keep our wicks down here, and then get a candle closure up here somewhere. This will be a nice risk to reward. We're risking about 5 pips there. If this doesn't just go to the moon, Jesus. It's killing us, man. Ridiculous. Wow, wow, GJ. Look at this, it's just breaking everything. Look at it, I mean, Jesus. That's horrible, I mean. Even with the wicks, it's gonna be. Wow. Look at this candle, man. About 27-30 pip candle on the 30 minute. Top of the week, 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 pip candle. This freaking candle is a 30 pip candle. No opportunity. Horrible. Brian, what up? What up, yo? How's it going, man? Hadn't seen you in a while, bro. I think it's gonna be a no trade day for us. Protect our capital. Today may just be a day where we protect our capital, protect our profits for the week. Currently up about 5.26%. And develop your plan. Well, that's good, bro. That's what is necessary, you know. You got to put in that time. Yeah, got about 10 minutes left on this candle. Now, it's not necessarily a range day. You know, a range day would just, if it was like just consolidating, right? The reason why I'm saying it's a no trade day is because our setup here, you know, that we based on the 30 minute, it blew past it to the downside. Usually any other day I would have entered here when it closed below, but the problem was that this big body and the wick to the top caused my stops and my target levels to be just, the risk to reward ratio was not worth it. So I didn't take the trade, and as soon as I didn't take the trade on the 15 minute, it turned around, and even still in this 30 minute, look at this, it just flew all the way back up here. We're talking about now, this is a 33 pip candle. The upside triggering our buy levels, and even then, like, you know, we get in for a buy up here, in the close of the candle, like our stops are down here. Not worth the risk. Like first target's right there, 7 pips, to then potentially get up here. The risk to reward's not there. So, and if you have candles disrespecting your setups here, like this, like where it would trigger the sell, trigger the buy, no range, like look at that, already hitting our first profit levels. I mean, you don't want to get into like force a trade here, and at the same time it's not giving you any opportunity for a setup. And thirdly, it's freaking Friday, you know. Usually there's not this much volume, and look at it's just so you take this as a sign to say, hey, it's not respecting my setup, it's triggering both potentials, it's having abnormal volume within on a day that usually is not that much volume. It's Friday. Not looking good. It just does not look good to me. Gold is not, doesn't even want to move. You know, maybe this is DJ and the reaction to the news, but that was at 2 o'clock. Still, it's just not what you want to see. And really, because you have like consolidation, you know, yeah, it's bullish, but your range here, I mean, the setup, right, the target levels, disrespect, change direction, no opportunity, hit targets, everything is just not playing out the way it should. You know, you wanna have a setup, and you want the candles to follow and respect and like develop into that setup. You know, that's what the patience is for. But when you wait for it and then it just disrespects it all like this, not worth it, guys. Yeah, and even with the wicks, even if it comes back on the wicks, man, I mean, wicks are gonna be ridiculous. So I'm just gonna call it, guys. No trade day for me today. Remember, next week our times are changing. Instead of 1:30 to 4:30, it's gonna be 12:30 to 3:30 because of daylight savings time in Europe. They observe it starting Sunday. So other than that, guys, I really appreciate you guys jumping on, joining me, keeping me company, checking out some setups, the feedback and whatnot. If you're new here, welcome to Lord Banks FX. Consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell just so you can be notified when I go live. I trade live every London session, Monday through Friday. Next week, our time is changing from 12:30 to 3:30 Central Standard Time, and that is because of the daylight savings time that is just now going to be observed in Europe starting Sunday. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day for me. Call it a weekend. We're up nice 5% for the week. Still beating the banks. That's why they call me Lord Banks. And I'll be back for you guys Monday, 12:30 a.m. Central Standard Times.